Hey everybody, just want to give you a view of my garden and show you how things are doing. So you see this tomato in this pot. This actually was a volunteer tomato that was taking up space in my little garden, so I put it in a pot and look what it's doing now. Let me get over here. I have a tomato, and so now I know this is a cherry tomato. You can see these are calendulas. I plant flowers in my garden, as I've said before, to attract the pollinators. This vine that you're seeing is the honey nut squash, and I'm going to show you one of my honey nut squashes. Look at that. It's doing great. So you can see all the zinnias that I've planted, and there's borage in there. But I know this is more of a vegetable garden, but look at how pretty this one zinnia is. Isn't that a beautiful color? And of course, these guys over here are so pretty too. Love the pink. The pink and the salmon. So anyway, so there are more of these honey nut squash. There's one right there, and there's more in there, but it's doing really good. And my zucchini, this is the one I'm growing vertically, and I actually pulled it over towards the path because it was shading a lot of things. It was flopping backwards and shading a lot of plants, so I wanted to give those plants some more sun, so I pulled it over, but it doesn't care. Look how good it's doing. I have had 1 to 2 zucchinis per week for the last few weeks, and you can see there's more growing on that. And then my crookneck squash. Oh, we have a little visitor. Oh, my crookneck squash that's growing back there, and I'm growing that one vertically on a stick that I trimmed from a branch on a tree. Then these are all my herbs. I'm going to do a farther back shot here. So this section is mostly herbs. As I'm going to just scan through here, you can see I've got lots of basil, parsley, both Genovese basil and Thai basil. There's lemon balm. There's my thyme right there. And as I said, my oregano. But in amongst all this right here, these are my carrots. And I did pull some up today and had a lovely salad with them. And I'll just pull some up. I'm letting them grow a little bit bigger, but these are I believe they're called petite finger carrots. Anyway, they don't get really big, but they are very tasty. So here, let me just pull one up so you can see. Let me find one here. And they're pretty thick. Probably shouldn't sew them this thick, but it worked for me. So here, look at that. Look at that. And they taste so good. Sweet, crunchy. They're lovely. So, and of course, more zinnias. Like I said, plant flowers in my garden to bring the pollinators in, and some of the flowers I plant to keep the pest away, like the marigolds you see there. Now, this side. So this side is tomatoes, peppers, and beans. Now, my tomatoes and peppers actually have been very slow to get going this year. We've had, I believe it was 14 days of triple-digit temperatures, which is unusual for us. It's happened before, but that's not the norm. We usually maybe get a couple of days, maybe 2 or 3 days. That's it. So things struggled quite a bit this summer, but now that the temperatures have cooled back down, things are taking off, and so you can see lots of blooms. This is my cherry plant, cherry tomato, so I'm hoping that I get lots of cherry tomatoes. By this time last year, I had picked bushels of tomatoes. So it's just been a very odd year. No 2 years are alike. You just do the same thing, fertilize, water, do the same thing, and things still might not do exactly what they did the year before. So you can see all my tomatoes. These are my beans. These are called French velour beans, and they don't get really big, but they get bigger than what you're seeing right now. So they get a little bit bigger, maybe twice the size that they are right there, but they're a nice little bean. I also have bush beans, and I've picked some already. You can see some of them down there. These are nasturtiums, which I grow to keep pests away. And this little tree, I don't know if I've shown this tree before, but we had a aspen. Actually, it was a few aspen trees that just didn't do well, and one year when we had some workers redoing the stucco on our house, they broke limbs on it, and so some of them just didn't survive. This particular one, we thought, you know what, we're going to try and see if it can survive, and we can kind of nurse it back to life. So that's what we're growing there. Anyway, not a whole lot to talk about that one. It's still living, which is good. And then this next section, let me put this carrot down. This next section, these are my peppers. So this one is a bell pepper, and you can see I finally am getting some peppers. Here we are, we're in August, and that's the first pepper on this bell pepper plant. So you can tell what I mean about things have been very slow because of temperatures. This one has got lots of blooms on it, another bell pepper, and actually I think that might be a jalapeno. Anyway, so these are jalapenos. I don't have any on those. Last year I had loads of jalapenos by this time. And then these right here are poblano peppers. So I did have one earlier this year, and then they just stunted. They didn't do anything, but now you can see they have blooms on them, so I'm hoping to get more. And another San Marzano tomato, which is what those other ones were that I showed you. I passed by the big ones. This tiny little tomato plant. So when I ordered some seeds, they sent me a free packet of this one. This is called a spoon tomato. I don't have any on it yet, but I noticed there are finally some blooms right there. So it'll be interesting to see what that one ends up being like, but they are supposed to be very tiny little tomatoes. So that should be interesting. So anyway, there you go. There's a view of my little garden. I'll give you one last little sweep of it. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I really would appreciate if you would subscribe if you've continued to watch me and you like these videos. It really does help my the algorithm that gets my videos out more, and I can get more subscribers and do more of these videos for you. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.